They're all top stars. And talking about top stars, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you about a man that's a successful promoter in Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in the United States, in the arena. And outside of the arena, he's great and known everywhere for his charitable activities to such groups as the Boys Clubs, the Rotary Clubs, and all the others. Besides that, he's the dean of professional wrestling announcer, 34 consecutive years, never missing a week on television. That means only one man. That's Mr. Paul Boesch. Paul, our guest commentator, welcome.
Thank you, Boyd. And I do have some trouble. I can't get this earphone over my cauliflowered ear. I don't have that trouble because I don't wear them in my program. Maybe that's why I stayed on for 34 years. But we are going to have action tonight, and certainly in Mid-South, action is busting out all over the place. Recently affiliated with Mid-South, Houston is well pleased with all of the things that come from the Mid-South area, and we think you people are pretty lucky. And our association is going to be a fruitful one for the fans, particularly because some of the wrestling talent here cannot be equaled any place else in the world, and that was the reason for our affiliation at the time.
And as our guest commentator, we're looking forward to your articulate commentary coming up. But earlier, Paul Boesch had an interview with Hacksaw Jim Duggan referring to the Brass Knucks Championship. Let's watch that right now.
Here at ringside with Hacksaw Duggan. Now that's Duggan with 2 G's and 1 belt.
Yes, sir, that's right. And Paul, I'm glad you're out here today because I understand that you're an inventor of something that I would very much like to have. Though I do have this nice, shiny Louisiana State Wrestling Championship belt, I actually feel kind of bare. I feel like I need something over the shoulder, something that really amplifies Hacksaw Duggan and Hacksaw Duggan's wrestling style. And I understand that you're the man who first brought out the Brass Knuckles Championship. And as long as I've been here in Louisiana, I buy these nice fancy damn programs. I open it up, and there's Cowboy Bill Watts as the Brass Knuckles champion.
Well, Cowboy Bill Watts won the Brass Knucks Championship, and he held it until he retired from the ring.
I understand that. I understand that he defended it very well. He was a rough and tough guy, my type of guy that I like. That's why I want the belt reinstated. That's why Hacksaw Duggan wants a shot at that belt. Bring that belt out of retirement. Bring Cowboy Bill Watts out of retirement. Bring somebody out of retirement. Bring Hacksaw Duggan that Brass Knuckles belt that he much deservedly belongs to him more than anyone else here in Mid-South. Now, excuse me, now I got to talk about this Tony Atlas, who's going to take me out in the ring and a championship.
And that's about all the time you have right now to talk. Well, I may have given Hacksaw Duggan a short answer, but the truth of the matter is that the Brass Knucks title was invented to signify the toughest wrestler in the world. He could qualify.
Right now, Paul, Hacksaw Duggan is in the ring. Let's go for the introduction of the opening match.
This is a non-title event for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 270 pounds from New York City, the Louisiana heavyweight champion, Hacksaw Duggan. And in the blue corner at 238 pounds from Kingston, Jamaica, Lester Park.
The introduction of this event, Louisiana heavyweight title holder Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus newcomer from Jamaica, Lester Parks. Referee Alfred Neely handing the belt to the outside man because this is a non-title match, called for the bell. Here's Paul Boesch.
Yes, and there is Hacksaw Duggan. And Duggan, who attempts to prove that he is the toughest man in the wrestling world every time he steps out, may be learning to count by the way he stomps his foot in the ring, and there are some people who say that, but usually it charges his batteries and he goes after his man after he does that stomping. Here now, as he goes behind Lester Parks, he tries to keep him on his knees, tries to tie him up and keep him in a defensive position. Duggan trying for the pin, didn't quite make it. Now, as he cuts off like Duggan generally does, those hard and telling and exhausting elbow blows, the forearm smash to the back can always find a sensitive spot. Parks is in trouble because Duggan, who doesn't like to start off any program, he thinks he's a finisher, can take it in the midsection, and he can dish it out in any part of the body. As a football player, he had the same insatiable desire to try to knock somebody's head off, and that accounted for a shortened career in football, but it probably could account for a lengthy career in wrestling. The crotch hold, the lift, and Duggan with his slam, and he made sure that the slam went where he wanted it to go. Watch him now as he gets into that football stance. It's one of the things that he uses, and again he almost knocked Park's head off with what he calls and we call the spear, and the spear did it, Boyd Pierce. The spear did it.
And Hacksaw Duggan with his hand raised in victory. We'll be back when action returns after this message from Mid-South Wrestling.